Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here today with Cannoli and Brandon, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is her ability to understand and respond to her formal on-leash obedience commands. The little tiny corrections and lots of motivation, both verbal and with a clicker, that we give her when we're working with her and the training equipment that we're using. Brandon is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand, which leaves his left hand free to give any little correction that's needed, and the only correction is a little tug and release on her training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Now Cannoli is sitting very nicely at Brandon's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done, and the first exercise that they're going to demonstrate for us is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and the command is Cannoli heel. At this point, she has a job to do, and that is to maintain pace with you when walking. Not forging ahead, not dragging you down the street, and when you stop your feet, she has been taught to sit. So if you're on a walk and you encounter someone or you're stopping to cross traffic, she should be sitting nicely at your left, and you don't move until you have her seated. She gets a click as a reward, and occasionally Brandon will use a treat, but not every time, so she doesn't become dependent on food. So now they're going to stop. She sits, and he's going to leave her in a stay. Stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. I would recommend that you practice indoors as much or more than outdoors. There's less distractions, so as you're learning this, you can make it easier on yourself. When Brandon returns back to her, he will walk right back to her shoulders. He gives her a click for a good stay, and they take off heeling again. I mean, she still has a lot of puppy in her, but she's come a long way. Nice sit, stay. Turn to face her, and this time, instead of Brandon returning to her, he's going to call her, and this is the recall. And she should come, and she shouldn't put her feet on you. She should come and sit. So that frame is the perfect frame. And we'll do that again for you. Sometimes she gets overly enthusiastic and wants to put her front feet on you. Do not allow her to do that. Brandon's going to say her name and very gently call her in, because if you get over amped in your recall, so will she, and she'll come launching herself at you. And look at this as the beginning and not the end, because we will continue to work with you and she as long as necessary to get you where you know. And you saw how Brandon corrected her. Now we're going to demonstrate the down one command. And you can practice this right in your living room. Use a dog bed, a blanket, a mat, anything that she can see as her place for the down and stay. And you're again going to lengthen out the amount of time she can hold it and the distance that you can go. When Brandon returns back to her, he'll walk right back to her shoulders. They take off heeling again, and I do notice with her that if you use too much food, then she starts looking for it, jumping at your hand. You don't want that. And she will get tired after she's practiced for a certain period of time. Brandon's going to do the down again. And then he will gently call her out of this. That was much better this time. Good girl. So we still have another 48 hours to work with her. We wanted to get something on a video for you. She's done a really good job, and you're going to see where she has a point in her training when you're working with her at home that she's starting to lose it. And at that point, you want to do something easy like a sit and then call it a day, or call it a training session. We've enjoyed having her. She's a lovely girl. She has a ton of potential. Like I said, we've just scratched the surface of what she's going to be capable of. And we want to thank you for choosing Nora's, and we will see you soon.